every creator's journey when content stops being curiosity and starts becoming currency. You begin by sharing what feels true. You post without pressure. You chase the feeling of resonance, not reach. And then, somewhere along the way, the metrics start to matter more than the meaning. You refresh the dashboard. You measure your worth in impressions and in likes. You start to optimize the art out of your own expression. That's where today's conversation begins. Some people talk about content as a marketing function. My guest, Diandra Escobar, talks about it as a clarity practice. As the founder of Distinctiva.io, she's helped hundreds of creators and companies build what she calls content machines, systems that scale trust, not noise. Her work proves that growth built on substance compounds longer, faster, and deeper than any short-term spike ever could. Deandra, welcome to Clarity Over Noise. I'm really glad you're here. Here's my one killer question for you. You've built a framework that made content feel less like chasing virality and more like building trust. But I'm curious, what was the moment you realized the metrics that once felt like success were actually getting in the way of it?
You know what? I used to crush it with the metrics everyone told me mattered. I'm talking 100,000 impressions, sometimes a million, posts going absolutely viral. And I was what you would call hacking the algorithm. And it was working, at least according to LinkedIn's dashboard. But the problem there is I wasn't making any money. I wasn't making any money, zero inbound leads. The only revenue I would see was, of course, my full time job and an occasional sponsored post. Because even though I was blowing up, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just someone trying to build out a growth marketing department with previous very little experience, learning in public, meeting other people who were also growing fast on LinkedIn. And people could smell that. Like, we really underestimate how smart we are as humans. Like, we really think that we can go and trick someone just because we have 100,000 impressions. Maybe you will. Maybe once in a while you will. But people are smart. They can smell BS from a mile away. You can go viral all you want, but if you haven't earned trust, those numbers mean absolutely nothing. The shift for me happened when I actually became someone worth listening to. Nothing else. Like, literally. Because when I started actually landing real case studies, when I worked with billion-dollar companies, when I could back up what I was saying with actual results, not just my hot takes, that's when that stream of clients actually started coming in. And then, ironically, also because LinkedIn's algorithm is a bit funky today, but my numbers tanked compared to before. Today, I'm not getting those million impression posts, but I am actually building a content marketing agency where everyone on my team lives comfortably, bills, pulls six figures. We're working with incredible clients. I launched a newsletter with someone that I had been admiring for so long when I was absolutely no one on LinkedIn and she was. I'm getting invited to speak at conferences, and all of this just to say that my metrics today would make a 2020 era growth hacker cry, but my bank account and my clients' bank accounts tell a completely different story. Because we at my agency, we stopped optimizing for virality and we started optimizing for trust and for inbound leads, for DMs that turn into deals, for reposts from the right people, not the most people possible. And that's the moment I really think I realized that metrics that felt like success were actually just noise. And that's when I actually started building something real for myself, for the people that work for me, for our clients. And today we work with some of the biggest and fastest growing companies like HeyReach, Backlinko, SEMrush, helping them build those content systems that doesn't make you feel like you're just running on a content hamster wheel to get these big numbers, but that they actually bring results.
I love that answer. And the reason that I love it is because I work with so many leaders who are not focused on social media content, but who are constantly looking at different data sets. And they kind of feel like the data's magic and it'll tell me what to do. And I point them to the same thing, which is that you have to build trust and you have to build community. And it's in the context of community that all these awesome things that you've been trying to get happen actually happen. But the way that you put it is one of the clearest ways that I've ever heard. So thank you. If I were to distill what you said into a few sentences, I would say that what you're describing isn't just content strategy, it's creative maturity. It's the moment when you stop chasing validation and start designing for resonance. When you realize growth isn't what happens when you go viral, it's what happens when you stay true. So Diandra, thank you for reminding us that clarity isn't found in what scales fastest, but in what stays honest the longest. This is Clarity Over Noise. One question, one take. Until next time, remember that clarity isn't just the absence of noise. It's also the courage to keep creating through it.